Oh, it's good to see you ladies in 2021. Oh, not the trash can. I just finished class, I'm at work. Link in the description if you want to come learn English with me and my homies here in Honolulu, Hawaii. Ooh, let me show you the view. This is the view from this classroom. Ooh, let me show you the other one. All right, here we go. Da-da-da. This is my favorite class to teach in. You want to know why? Bam, that's why. But look at me, looking like a teacher. Can you believe it? I have to wear clothes here. Not my choice. This is one more and perhaps the last video to add to my CAE writing playlist, which has done surprisingly well, so thanks for that. Before we begin, if you're new to this channel, Rihanna said it best. Where have you been? I started a lot of Cambridge playlists, so I feel like I need to finish them, right? After I finish this video concerning the letter/email on the CAE, I think we're finished with this one. And Cambridge is gonna be like, boom, we revised the test. And then I'm gonna be like, boom, E-class. Maybe you don't write letters very often. I get it, I don't either. However, the good thing is the structure for both of these types of writing is pretty much the same. Structure, language, formatting, the same. Really the only difference is that in an email, you need the header, you need the address, but they're not gonna require you to put that information in your writing on the CAE. They will say, don't worry about a header, don't worry about putting an address for this email. Cool. Now, as with my other videos, we're gonna go through this task based on how they score you. Those 4 categories, do you remember? Content, communicative achievement, organization, and language use. This isn't working, I cannot do this. If you're not familiar with the scoring guide, oh my gosh, guess what I have in the description below? A link to that scoring guide, and I would highly recommend you familiarize yourself with this because this is how they're gonna score you. Okay, content. As usual, we needed an example to explain this. We're gonna do an example for an informal letter. Your friend is planning to study English in another country. You receive this letter. I'm a bit worried about studying in the United States. I'm worried about having trouble with my English classes. What if I don't make any friends? How am I gonna find my way around the city? Write back to your friend, giving them your suggestions, opinions, and advice. As with any writing task, content is a little bit easier to manage because all you need to do is make sure you include all of the important and relevant information. For this prompt, you need to give your advice about his worries about English class, his worries about finding friends, and his worries about finding his way around the city. If you leave any of this out, Cambridge will say,
not enough development, we need more.
But if you include all of this information, Cambridge will say,
content is relevant and developed.
Denied, denied, approved.
Also for content, make sure you pay attention to who you're writing for, because this will help you decide on what kind of register to use and tone, what kind of language, formal or informal. This is your friend, so you know you're gonna use kind of an informal letter or email format. As I was going through the books on this task, looking for the kinds of prompts they use for letters, I noticed a lot of times they ask for letters of application, like this. We are a community organization that holds evening classes for children in various subjects. We are looking for volunteers to help teach subjects such as math, English, writing, science, and so much more. I added that last part. To reply, please respond with a letter describing your experience and also why you are looking for an opportunity to work with children. Pass. Now with the other task, we were writing to our friend, right? Informal. But now who are we writing to? Somebody important, somebody we don't know. So we need to use formal register. So that's part of content, is identifying, okay, who is my audience? Once you do that, formal, informal, it doesn't matter. You still need to do the same thing. Identify what information do you need. Teaching experience and why you want to work with children. And finally, if you've never had experience working with children or teaching, that's okay. Doesn't matter, it's just a test, you can make it up. They're scoring your language, not your real life. Thank God, because I would fail. All right, communicative achievement. Unlike the other writing tasks, we have a pretty clear set of things we need to include for this piece of writing to look like a letter or an email. And just a reminder, what is communicative achievement? Well, they're asking, does it look like a letter? The salutation, the hello, the introduction, kind of like one line for the purpose, the topic paragraphs are our main ideas, our main points, the closing, which can also be like one line, and another salutation for the end, something like sincerely, that kind of thing. Look at, here is an example of a letter, and we don't even have to really pay attention to the words. Just by looking at the format and the structure, what it looks like, we know this is a letter. The closing, which is the final sentence, kind of like looking forward to hearing from you. If you have any questions, please call me at 808-277-6669. Oh, you thought you were gonna get my real phone number? You gotta take me out to dinner for that. Cool. You include all of that, then you should be okay for communicative achievement. All right, not too bad. Cambridge said, bring it on. And we said, already in the parking lot. All right. Organization. Organization is kind of irritating. Even for the informal letter, they still want to see those linking adverbs, those transitions. Which I mean, for the formal letter, like, okay, yeah, sure, Jan. But for the informal letter, I feel like it's a little dramatic, but they still want them. So make sure you give it to them. Oh, my foot's going to sleep. These are my work shoes. I leave them at work. So for transitions, break out the classics. However, first of all, holy crap. That's not a transition. When I was going through the examples for letters, I swear, in the letters that scored 4 and 5, I saw firstly, first of all, in just about all of them. And I was like, are we still using that? Yes, Mary, we are. So use those. They seem to like that. Okay, what else? Finally, moreover, also, you know. And also don't forget commas after your transitions, okay? And don't forget, you can use subordinate clauses as linking devices as well. For example, starting your sentence with a conjunction. But this can differ a little bit between the informal task and the formal task. So let's make a table. All right, here's our formal letter example. Although the new university's art program has its downsides, it was quite rigorous and the overall experience was beneficial for me as an aspiring graphic designer. I believe the skills I acquired equipped me with a strong artist's portfolio that I can show future employers, blah, 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 blah. Furthermore, blah, 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 blah. All right, look at her.
Look at her! Oh my God!
We have, although, a subordinating conjunction at the beginning. We use correct grammar because we have a comma at the end of this clause. And then we have the main clause after. So using that subordinate clause at the beginning of this paragraph, okay, still acts as a linking device. It connects this paragraph from the last one quite nicely. This is another reason you want to be very familiar with your conjunctions so you're able to manipulate sentences like this for organization. But with the informal letter, you can be a little bit looser with your conjunctions and their use. Think about it. This is closer to how we use conjunctions in speech. Here's a couple of examples. So, when are you thinking about visiting the United Kingdom? Ugh, never. Too cold. See, girl, and that's why the CAE is so hard. Because then people over there, they be so unhappy and they're like, it's cold here and so are our hearts. There will be no fun to be had in Cambridge. Let's make this test impossible. Right, conjunctions. Another example of an informal use of a conjunction is, but we were able to find great accommodations during our visit to Rome. See, in formal writing, when we start a sentence with a conjunction, it should have its own clause. But that's why these are informal uses of the conjunction. It's just the conjunction by themselves. They're not formal linkers, but they are linkers. And you want to use linkers, say linkers one more time, connectors. You want to use connectors no matter what. Formal, informal, you need to use a lot and make sure you vary them, okay? Don't use the same ones again and again and again. You have to show Cambridge everything you can do, not just a little bit. It's just like dating. You can't just show the face, you gotta show a little body.
Back my body.
Maybe that's just me.
This is only a test.
Oh no. Is that it? Is that all you're gonna say? Guys, guess what time it is? It's time, oh my god. It's time for language use. This is my favorite part. I'm gonna divide this part into language for the formal letter and language for the informal letter. And we're gonna use a table. Oh no, I'm losing my voice. Okay, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna go eat lunch. I was just teaching for 4 hours, so my poor voice. Get your notes, get ready for that table. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, shirt's back. We're gonna start with the formal language. Well, for this one, we're gonna use academic language. Use the impressive vocabulary, the words that you learn in your Cambridge preparation classes or the vocabulary lists you're creating on your own. Remember the English host vocabulary rule. If it's a word that a beginner student of English would know, if it's an A-level word, don't use it. No ma'am, step that up. You gotta get that vocabulary at a higher level. Oh, you wanna use the word important? No, significant, crucial, distinguishable, something more specific. You wanna use very, really, a lot. Take them out, just get rid of them or use some type of adverb phrase. And to help you with this kind of advancing your adjectives and advancing your language, check out my video, dated but relevant. Check out my video on advancing language for writing on the CAE. Stay away from phrasal verbs, your informal idioms, catchphrases, slangs, don't do that. Use your complex grammar here, relative clauses, conditionals, inversion. Oh, please be familiar with inversion and cleft sentences before you take this test. I'm just trying to help you out, girl, because they love inversion. You know it's gonna be on this test. In all of the examples of scores 4 and 5 that I read through, what did they have? Not only, but, or what I loved about France was, okay, you know it's gonna be on there. And in your writing section, it's no different. They wanna see it. They wanna see it. Show it to us, just show me. And finally, let's go back to organization and talk about salutations related to language. For the formal letter, you can use sir, madame. This is a British test, so yes, madame is a thing. For the formal letters or emails, you don't know who you're writing to, so you gotta use the proper titles, Mr., Mrs., whatever. For the very end salutation and that ending line, I look forward to hearing from you. Hold up, pause. I look forward to hearing from you. You need the gerund after the phrase look forward to. Don't believe me? Girl, I brought receipts today from Cambridge themselves. That's like one of the biggest mistakes I come across. Yes, after I look forward to, we need the gerund. And then use a proper close. Sincerely, your name, best regards, and here's some more. Do I have more? Okay, wow, this video is gonna be massive. Let's go to the informal language, the informal letter or email. Not necessarily academic language, yay! This is the only writing task on this test where you can use relaxed language. You can relax a little bit. Those ugly words I mentioned really vary a lot. It's okay here. It's okay.
But don't get crazy.
They still ugly, but you see them in the examples. Also, use phrasal verbs for the informal letter. They love that. We stan a nice informal phrasal verb. Here's an example of a sentence using a phrasal verb, and then a formal example. Here's an example of formal English using advanced vocabulary. And then another sentence, same example, same meaning, but instead of that advanced vocabulary, we're gonna use a phrasal verb. During my English program in Southern California, I acquired conversational Spanish skills as well. Tranquillo, pero sola. Okay, same example, here it is informally. While I studied English in Southern California, I picked up a little Spanish too. Acquire is quite a word, right? It's kind of advanced. But then we have pick up, a simple phrasal verb, an everyday phrasal verb. And this is a great example of going from advanced, higher level vocabulary to an everyday phrasal verb. All right, let's move on. Contractions. Oh, yes, we have to talk about those. The informal letter is the only task in the writing section on the CAE where you can use contractions. It's okay, it's the informal letter, they're expecting it, so live it up, girl, because this is it. Nowhere else. If you use contractions in the essay, the proposal, the review, the report, they will find you, they will eat you, and they will poop you out. I said what I said. And then the salutations. Informal stuff. Great to hear from you. Hope to see you soon. Can't wait to hear from you. Take care. All the best. Friendly things. And also I noticed when I was looking through the informal letters, they also allow you to use imperatives, you know, sentences starting with kind of a direct verb, command, whatever. Like this. Write me back and tell me about your trip. Let me know what you think. Send me some photos. I would love to see more of your trip to Europe. That's fine. I think we did it. Did we do it? I think we did it. Good, because I'm supposed to be at the beach in an hour. One more writing task completed. Give yourself a pat on the back. Now, I put some links below in the description of some sites, some videos, other videos on YouTube I found where people explain or show us how to do this task. So you can, you know, cross-reference, look at those as well. If you have any questions, let us know. I'm not really making content for TikTok or for Instagram right now because this is happening. Ain't nobody got time. Which means that's good for us here on YouTube because this is where all of my focus is going to. So if you have a request or question or whatever, I am checking my comments every day and my requests every day. Woo! In the meantime, eat more vegetables, be kind, don't storm your country's capital. And I'll see you soon, boo. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Aloha.